Recording. All right. Hello, everyone. Hi, Lee. Hi, Jeremy. How are you
Hey, Erin.
today? So I am coming to you from the beautiful jungles of Tulum, Mexico, where I currently find myself. This is Erin Parsley, by the way, of Erin Parsley Dance. And I have invited on my fabulous, wonderful clients, Lee and Jeremy. Last year, I had the total pleasure of getting to create a custom wedding dance for them. And I just loved working with them so much. And I wanted to invite them on to talk to me today about what their experience was like doing their wedding dance. So welcome, Lee and Jeremy. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on and talk with me today and our audience.
Thank you. Gosh, yeah, this is awesome. Thank you for asking us.
And where are you tuning in from today? I'm just curious.
Well, we're not tuning in from the jungle in Mexico, unfortunately. Yeah, we're dialing up from rainy and cold Oakland today.
Oakland, California at the moment.
California.
Okay.
When we used to come and see you in San Francisco for dance.
That's right. So I am sending you some warm jungle vibes at the moment.
Thank you. We'll take it.
Yes.
So let's see. So your wedding was in March of 2020, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right. And that was right before everything changed with COVID and with quarantine. So you got your wedding in just in time. So yay, that's awesome. And let's see, when did we start working together? I believe it was in the fall of 2019.
I think September, right?
Yeah, we first reached out in August. I think our first lesson was in September.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. And how did you find me, by the way?
So I did some research and reached out to maybe 5 or 6 different tutors.
Okay.
I knew that I wanted to find a teacher for the lesson because it was just something that I really didn't want to mess up. And so I thought, well, let's get a professional. This guy's got like a dancing background. So, you know, he's got rhythm running through his soul. I might not necessarily be the same way. So we found you online, Erin. We reached out to you and some others, but you were the quickest, you were the most communicative, professional. And I was reading the emails and messages to Jeremy, and we just felt your personality even through the email. And we were like, this girl gets it, and she's so much fun. Let's just do this. And we didn't even then speak to anyone else.
Okay.
You were the very first person that we met.
Awesome.
In fact, other people offered to work with us, and we were like, no, we found the person we want to work with.
Yeah.
And then that was it. We were with you for 6 months.
That's right. We had such a beautiful 6 months together. We really invested the time. So that was really, really cool that you really committed to learning this dance, creating this dance with me, and just making it awesome. So what motivated you? Like, what was the story about you want to do a dance? What made you think about the fact that you actually wanted to work with a wedding dance coach to create a dance for your wedding? What happened?
Well, in my family, it's very big. The first dance is very, very big. They always do something choreographed. You know, I think my nephew did Rick James. Like, you know, there was like other, you know, dances that my family has done, and it's always been such like a tradition. And so I told him, I said, just because, you know, it's a gay wedding, that we should still do that and like ham it up and really go for it.
And clearly that was something that I wasn't expecting when I said I will marry you.
A big dance was a part of the package.
Clearly, he left that out, and you know, just told me that one 6 months later. And like I said before, he's got a dance background. I mean, he used to be a backup dancer when he was in his younger days, and you know, I that hasn't been my experience, so I didn't want to mess it up. However, we also wanted to make it really fun.
Yes.
And something very different that everyone of it in his family hadn't seen before.
Yeah, exactly.
So we knew that that's something we couldn't create on our own.
Right.
And so that's why we sought professional help. That's why we found you. Yeah, we had an idea. There was like something percolated that we kind of knew we wanted to do, but you just helped us take it to a whole nother level.
Oh,
next level. We did, guys, take it next level. I have to say, that's why your name from now on is the Disco Husbands.
Hashtag.
That was so much fun.
Disco Husbands. That's right.
Awesome. Oh, yeah.
So Lee, you were kind of nervous. Is that what I'm getting? Like you were.
Oh, absolutely. I've, other than, in a nightclub, with maybe under the influence of some drink, I haven't danced in front of people before.
Yeah.
So for me, it was very much, honestly, Erin, it was the one thing that I was the most nervous about the whole day.
For the whole day of the wedding.
Of the whole day. I wasn't nervous about the ceremony. I wasn't nervous about the families together and everything else. The dance was the most nerve-wracking thing for me until we started working with you. It took a month or two, you'll remember, of me being able to just relax into it and kind of find my happy place, because I'm a perfectionist and I really wanted to do my best, and I didn't want to show him up or be silly in front of the friends and family and them thinking it was silly, but after a couple of months, I really did relax into it, because you got me to that point, and I started to get more confident, and then I started to really enjoy it, and then we created together this amazing dance. And it was so much fun.
And the thing about the dance that we did together is that it was pretty epic. So that's what was so great. I loved that you were so invested and committed to just going all out and really learning, doing choreography and learning it and practicing it and just making it amazing, right? Not everyone for their wedding dance is going to go to that level, and that's fine. Some people, like I've worked with so many couples that just want something a lot more simple and less complicated in choreography as well, and that's great too. I like to work with couples at whatever level that they really want to invest their time and their effort into. But for you two, you're like, we're going for the wowza, like we're going for it, right? So I was like, woo, woo. I was so excited, because then I get to really bring out my creativity and my decades of experience as a professional dancer in all different genres. I trained as a classical ballerina and worked for ballet companies, but I also have experience dancing in New York City, getting hired to do all different types of jazz and modern and contemporary jobs in New York City. I've been my own independent choreographer for the last, 17 years now. So I've done all different styles of dance on stages all across North America for decades. And so to get to bring that out for you two, like, was just so fun. And you'll remember every time we showed up for the lesson, I was like, oh my God, we get to do the disco, because I love me some disco. It's my favorite. It's like one of my favorite styles. I can't say it's my favorite. People always say, Erin, what's your favorite kind of dance? I'm like, don't ask me that question. That's an impossible question. However, whenever we were working together doing the disco portion of your dance, I was like, disco's my favorite. Because it's impossible to not have a super duper blast and just be totally happy and get those endorphins raised and like, right? Like,
absolutely.
Guys, did we have some fun when we were working together?
It was so much fun. Listen, and it was great exercise, and we had a ball doing it too. Every lesson was always super fun. We were with you every week. Have our lessons in the week, and in fact, towards the end, I think we even had a couple a week. And we used to look forward to it every time. It was so much fun.
Not only that, but going from the slow dance that you helped us out with, which was wonderful, and then transitioning into the disco part of it, which, I mean, that just set the energy for the rest of the night. I mean,
for the rest of the night at your reception, you're saying, Jeremy?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Whenever we broke out with, you should be dancing by the Bee Gees. I mean, everybody went crazy, and it just
crazy.
And
that was my biggest fear. my biggest fear was that we were going to start, you know, we'd had a minute and a half of a slow dance, and then we transitioned into the disco dance. And my fear was everyone just wasn't going to get it, that they were just going to be silent. And, you know, I said to you all from the very beginning that was what I was worried about. And you were like, everyone is going to love it. They're not going to expect it. They're going to whoop and holler. And, you know, it was only when we got a chance to see it back, because in the moment we just didn't really appreciate it. You know, literally from the first spin, everyone was like cheering and following. It was the families went crazy. They
went crazy. They basically went crazy. Yeah,
it's so important. Like we learned a really valuable lesson, because we didn't realize how important it would be to get a choreographer to have that experience with. I mean, if we would have just winged it, it would have been crickets, I think. And so having you work with us and teach us and choreograph that whole piece, it just set the bar. Like it just, I mean, it just elevated our whole experience that day. So
if I can say this about our own wedding, but people are telling us in the family that it's the best wedding that they've ever been to. And they always say, and your dance was the best dance we've ever seen. And we really couldn't have done that without seeing you for that 6 months beforehand.
Totally.
Wow. So basically we created an amazing, epic cherry. I think you had mentioned this to me before. After your wedding, you texted me, Lee. I'm like, how did it go? And you're like, oh my God, it was incredible. Everyone loved it. And if I remember right, quoting you, you said that it was a beautiful, beautiful wedding day, and the dance was the cherry on top of the cake. Was that right? I think you said that.
That's exactly what it felt like. You know, I think I remember saying to you that there were 3 or 4 things that people remember about weddings, and it's speeches, and it's the cake, and it's the ceremony, and it's the first dance.
Yes, right.
And so for us, you know, we wanted it to be just as epic as we knew the other things were gonna be, because those were the things that we could control.
That's true, because you don't want all the other things to be amazing, and then the dance to be like, oh, what? It's kind of like, oh, okay. And then everyone's bored. Like, honestly, the guests are like they're like, okay, when's this thing going to be over? I mean, sorry to say, but I think that's what happens. Like, that can happen, right? Where the guests are like, okay, this is the first dance. When is this thing over? Or you can get the right kind of coaching, and then you can have a dance where they're going, oh my God, and they're like cheering and don't want it to end, right?
In the world of social media, like, you know, you can basically see on YouTube or any of the apps these days, everyone's flash dance video mobs and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, we didn't want to be out there, because we were having the worst dance, you know, of 2020.
Right.
And it was far from it. It was amazing.
So what's so interesting about you too is that you have very different experience levels with dance, right? Which can happen, right? So Jeremy, you have experience. You've performed as a dancer before, and Lee, not so much, right? So it was like a gap in experience here. But I feel like we were really able to work with you both to get you comfortable and to like be cohesive and get to work together as a team, which is what you have chosen to do in your lives together. Be a beautiful team in your life. That's why you said yes to each other. And so the dance got to just be a reflection of that teamwork and that love that you have for each other.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, I matched his experience with the confidence that you gave me over those 6 months that we worked together. So yeah, no, we totally felt, I don't think either of us ever felt like you were giving one of us more attention than the other, or that you were favoring one of us more than the other. We both felt like every minute that we spent with you, you were just dedicated to doing nothing but giving us the very best experience. And because you knew what our plan was, you know, from the very beginning.
And it was so nice to see him gain that confidence through your
tutelage.
Teaching. Yeah. So it was great to see him.
And I might say I might have outdanced him on the night, you know, but that might be what people say. You never know.
He was amazing. It was so good.
So,
it was a lot of fun.
Jeremy, you must be so proud of your husband.
Oh, very, very much so. Yes.
He just stepped up to the plate, and it was epic. So we'll just watch the video. So you can see their video on my YouTube channel. If you want to go see, the amazingness of my disco husbands and see how it was a surprise too, right? Because that was the whole point. You wanted to surprise everyone. So we did about 1.5 minutes of the slow, more traditional dance first, with a partner dancing to I think it was a country western song?
Flats. Yeah, God Bless the Broken Road.
Yeah, and then music stopped and we did a little like, oh, what's happening? Like, and then disco, and all of a sudden you broke out in your disco dance, and that's when everyone was just like, what? So, and you two nailed it. Yeah, it was so satisfying for me to see how much fun you were having and how much it just lit up all of your guests and how excited they were to watch you two do this dance together. Because I know they did not expect what happened like in the middle of that dance, right?
Yeah, we kept it a secret from every single person. We didn't let anyone in on the secret at all. And gosh, if we would have had this wedding in San Francisco, clearly you would have been there with us, but it was only because we were in Houston that you weren't.
Yeah, I know, I missed it, but at least thank God there's video, so that's
exactly
good. Yeah, so wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on and talking to me about your experience and taking the time to share and reflect on how awesome it was. I'm really, really honored. I'm really grateful and so very happy that you found me and that you hired me and that you trusted me. Because I know it took some trust to put yourself in that position, especially for you, Lee. And just
you took a shy English boy and made him into a disco diva for the night. Yeah, it was epic. It was literally like, again, when we look back on the day and we talk to people about the wedding day, always with family, it's one of the things that they always mention.
They always mention your dance.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, this has just been an amazing conversation for me. I'm so delighted to speak with you, to hear your experience, and thank you so much for taking the time to share it with all of our listeners as well. So everyone out there, if you're getting married, if you're looking at having a dance to do during your reception, on your wedding day, and have all eyes on you, and you feel a little nervous, or if you don't feel nervous and you're totally excited and ready to go, but you know you need some coaching and some personalized attention to make it unique to you and totally epic, a dance that everyone's going to be talking about for years to come, reach out to me and go to my website, erinparsleydance.com, book a consultation. Let's talk. Let's see how I can help you make your own dance be a total dream to remember for the rest of your lives. Okay. So thank you so much again, Lee and Jeremy. I adore you too. My disco husbands, you are amazing. And just keep being awesome in your life, because I know you are. You're so creative. You have so many amazing things you're doing. And I'm just sending you tons and tons of love and all my best wishes for your continued happiness in your life together. Okay.
That's so awesome. Thank you. And we're going to book you in for March 2025 for the 5-year blessing. So we'll be reaching out in a few years. We'll let you know.
Oh yeah.
Fabulous. And I will travel to you. So I will travel to my special clients to create dances for them on location. So we will definitely do that. Yeah. Wow. Awesome. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Bye. Bye.